I'm really interested to hear about your position and also how Interface is integrating sustainability into the core of the Asian market.
Right, so what we've been doing in Asia is basically to try and integrate sustainability into different things. It ranges from marketing to training and communications in general. So my role, I've been doing a bit of training, helping my marketing teams with messaging, getting the right easy messages out. Because right here in Asia, we're at different levels of maturity when it comes to sustainability. So Singapore, I would say, is a rather mature market. But if you look at places like Vietnam or Indonesia or Philippines, some of the terms we commonly hear in Singapore might not be as easily palatable for the people there.
Yeah, I understand that.
Yeah.
So what are the type of things that you're integrating? I gather it's a social responsibility angles?
Definitely, in terms of social responsibility. I'm going to talk about this from two aspects of it. One way is to try and bring in more carpet in an inclusive way. So one of the latest projects we have is to work in Philippines, try and get all the irresponsibly discarded fishing nets out of the seas.
Oh, fantastic.
So we're working with the local communities there to get it back, help them earn an additional income while getting more waste material for recycled content into our products.
Yeah, that's great. So you're taking out what would be a waste product that floating around our oceans, killing our fish,
Yes.
and you're actually converting it into a carpet tile. That's quite amazing.
Yeah, so we're really proud of that, and we're hoping to do more and more of that in future along the way.
And is this something that sort of shocks the culture within the Asian market when they hear of the wonderful things that you're doing? How do they receive it? You know?
I think shock isn't really the right word, but
Maybe
more
not.
like amazed by
Amazed?
the innovative technologies that allow us to do this today. So I think it really helps us to push across the fact that waste can be turned into gold and turned into a useful material. Because at the end of the day, Interface is about closing the loop on materials, right? We want to stop extracting as much as we can in terms of getting virgin raw materials to make our products.
And I gather that loop that you keep talking about, the technical loop, you're extracting waste products out of the marketplace and converting them into tiles, but you're also doing the same with old used carpet as well. That is.
Yeah, so the point is to move away from taking raw materials as much as we can to make our products and trying to find new waste streams whenever possible. So far there are two waste streams. One is from old carpet that we have laid on the ground. So we try and get it back, undergo the right processes, take the yarn apart from the backing and turn it back into yarn and back into backing again. So that's what we call yarn to yarn, backing to backing. And the other recent one that I talked about is networks, the example that I've given you about fishing nets in the seas. So that is another waste stream that's coming in slowly but surely, and we're hoping to see, what different types of waste we can continuously build into this system of ours to create a closed loop cycle.
And so Asia has its own recycling plant, and I see Interface set up all over the globe. Is that the same principles that are carried through the company, wherever the location may be?
Yes, we try our best to cut the carbon footprint for recycling. So in the past, what we did in Singapore and Southeast Asia is to send old carpets back to the US for recycling. But because we have been working on continuous innovations and finding the right suppliers to work with, just last year, in China, we found a solution to get our old carpets recycled in China itself. So this is helping us to be able to recycle our stuff in Asia. So
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
Keep it local.
Yes, as local as we can to improve on the carbon footprint performance.
What would you say would be the major differences between you and your competitors in terms of sustainability? I know that the carpet tile industry is definitely one of the industries that are moving forward with leaps and bounds, but with competition, how do you separate yourselves?
I guess one of the ways in which we separate ourselves is through the kind of services that we provide, the knowledge that all of us have. I believe that if you talk to any Interface staff, we can support the growth in knowledge. And this is another way in which we are moving forward. We are going out to schools, just trying to influence the minds of tomorrow's designers and architects to try and move towards the right direction to create a sustainable future together. So I think perhaps that's one of the things that really sets us apart as well. to try and grow minds of the future in a sustainable way.
That's definitely an important role, especially with the young coming up. They're going to be taking over our roles as we
Yes.
see them today and taking us into the future. And it's going to be an interesting time, and I really enjoy hearing about Interface and working with Interface in Australia. And it's really great to see that that same company philosophy and principles is really embedded throughout. It's a great organisation, and thank you very much for your time today.
Thank you.
Good luck.